Welcome to Coffee with Jim. I think the question is, how do you recognize another AA member or another 12-stepper or somebody that doesn't use when you're out and about? There's lots of signs out there. There's lots of signs. You know, on the back of somebody's truck, it might say AA member. That's pretty, it's pretty obvious. But it could also say Friends of Bill W. And when you see a sign of Friends of Bill W., what the hell does that mean to most people? But it's referring to Bill Wilson of Alcoholics Anonymous. So it's saying that you're a member of AA. Another one is when you see a sign that says protected by Smith and Wilson instead of Smith and Wesson. Smith and Wilson are the two founders of Alcoholics Anonymous. So you'll see signs like that. There's lots of, and if you're in a restaurant, especially early in the morning, you see a clique of people sitting together, chances are you'll hear something about recovery from that table. And you'll know that, oh, you could ask them, are you AA members? Don't be scared. If you don't want to ask them, don't ask them. But there's usually one thing you'll hear a lot of laughing. You won't hear a bunch of bitching that, oh, you know, I'm hungover and the cops gave me a ticket last night. No, I got an impaired charge. You won't hear that from an AA table. You'll hear people laughing and talking about they're going skiing, whatever. And you'll think, well, this is a happy group of people. And it says in a big book that we're not melancholy, that we should be a happy lot. And I think that's the truth, especially early in the mornings, because most people aren't too happy in the mornings. At night, they go home early, so it's not so much that you're going to see people at night, but definitely in the mornings or during the day. I run into people all the time. And one of the best ways to meet people is put a Smith and Wesson sign or a Smith and Wilson sign on your truck or something along those lines, Friends of Bill W. You know, one time I went to Oshkosh, and that's I think I had a year of sobriety, so 1990, somewhere there. And there's 500,000 people go to Oshkosh. And it's my first big event that I was going to in sobriety. And I remember going there and being intimidated by the size of it. So I got the book there, the flight manual. It's a 1 week or 2 week event, whatever it was. And the first page, I opened it and I looked what's happening today. There's a 7 a.m. Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. I was amazed. And it was like, God, I printed that there. So then I went to this meeting, and I was a Canadian in Oshkosh, and these people, the local people, just took me in. And before you know it, I'm going to meetings all over plus going to the air shows. But you meet all these wonderful people. People that we never would have necessarily hung out with before. But all have the same thing in common. Like, how often in your life can you meet people that have the same thing in common? It's not a very common thing. So when you can reach out to other members of NA or AA or CA, whatever organization you belong to, you know they're thinking the same way as you are. And everybody helps each other. It's an amazing event, meeting people in other places. I was just down in South Dakota, and I didn't know anybody there. And within a week, I probably know 100 people at least. I was in a restaurant the other day, and this girl comes up, oh, hi, Jim. She was at the meeting the other night. I don't know any of these people. But what a wonderful way to meet people that don't use and abuse. God bless.